Meneer Tuinman. We're here in the sunny Iceland today. We are at one of the mining firms of Genesis Mining. Genesis Mining is the largest cloud mining company of the world, and we are here to meet Dr. Marcho Krohnem, one of the founders. Let's go. Hi, welcome back. So we're in the mining firm of Genesis Mining, and with us today we have Dr. Marcho Krohnem. Dr. Marcho Krohnem holds a PhD in physics. He has also studied mathematics and economics. After several years of working experience in the financial industry, he came across Bitcoin. He quit his job, and I'm very curious to hear Dr. Marcho Krohnem. Can you tell us your journey from Bitcoin to the world of cryptocurrency?
Yes, of course. Thanks for the nice introduction. Very kind. Indeed, I have a PhD in theoretical physics, which is very much related to mathematics. And after that, I started to work for an investment bank in Germany. And it's a different world. The investment banking world really is different. And I learned quite a lot of things which are useful, but a lot of these things are also not so interesting at some point in time. Mm-hmm. And I'm also an enthusiast about computers, and I have a computer magazine which I read regularly. And this computer magazine one day had an article about virtual currencies. It was the most boring topic I could imagine at that point in time, and I was hesitating if I should read it, and at one point in time I was reading it. And this article talked about this new cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, and some anonymous inventor, Satoshi Nakamoto, and this is all digital and invented by some guy, not by a state, and you can print your own money with computers. And I was reading that and like, what the? This can't be real. This really can't be real. And I thought like, okay, this is probably an April's Fool joke because they do it. Yeah. And then I remember I kind of closed the magazine and I double checked whether it's April, but it was July, so couldn't be. But I also remember that in the past, of course, all of us, we make mistakes and we believe, okay, this can't work. And for me, it was the Wikipedia, actually. And I thought the Wikipedia can't work. And a few months later, I realized, okay, it works perfectly well. And I tried to understand why Wikipedia works. And I remember that thought like, okay, you have been wrong before. And the next day, I started reading again more about this very crazy Bitcoin thing. And about a couple of days and nights without sleep later, I realized, okay, this is the most crazy and innovative thing since the invention of the internet. So that took me about going from this is completely crap and can't work to this is the best thing I've ever seen, about 5 days. And from that time on, I started like, okay, how do I get Bitcoin?
Yes. And how do you get Bitcoin?
Yeah.
Yes.
That was a huge problem. That was in kind of mid-2012. So, and there were not many exchanges. It was really hard. I found the place, how to get some of these Bitcoins, and started buying some of these Bitcoins. And then a little bit later, like in 2013, via trading, there was a small community in Munich. I met my partners Marco and Jakov Dolic. So together we thought like, okay, what can we do to improve the ecosystem? We had some ideas, but at the end of the day, what we found was that mining is an interesting thing. Yeah? And at that point in time, it was very profitable to mine Litecoins with graphic cards. That's what we call a GPU, a graphic processing unit. So we built the first small mining farm, and then were people coming to us when we built bigger farms, and they asked us, what are you doing there? Yeah, this is kind of a room full of computers. And we told them, yeah, we are printing money. They're like, what? Yeah, we are printing money. Yeah, and the people were like, okay, this is crazy. We don't understand it, but we want to participate. And this is kind of all about Genesis Mining, how Genesis Mining started.
Wow, amazing, amazing. I wonder, seeing the fact that you are now an expert in cryptocurrency, so I would like to know, how do you see the cryptocurrency as a sector to develop in the coming 5 to 10 years? Regarding also the Bitcoin, will it be accepted now as the fiat currency is?
I get asked this question quite a lot, and Bitcoin was created end of 2008, or maybe in the years before, kind of was starting beginning of 2009. Yeah, so the whole technology is a little bit more than 8 years old. And it developed from something within the first 1-2 years, almost nothing happened. Bitcoin was actually almost at the brink of a collapse because no one was really interested in that. And over time it went up and up and up, and there was this famous pizza which was born in the past for 10,000 bitcoins and so on. And over time it got more and more crazy. Actually, it's kind of a constant level of craziness which you can observe, and I'm in this since 2012. It's really hard and really difficult to predict what's going into 5-10 years. So if we extrapolate and kind of see like, okay, Bitcoin went from nothing, really one person did it, to a project which now 1 million people all over the world are using, and where like probably hundreds of million people at least heard about Bitcoin from the newspaper or so. I think there is quite a lot of things which can happen. The one thing is the usage, the acceptance will certainly increase over time. There is so many countries all over the world that have problems with their local government issued currency. There was, for example, the demonetization in India, where the government at one point in time kind of removed from circulation or declared invalid 2 types of banknotes. There is high inflation in some countries like Argentina, Venezuela, and so on. So in these countries, you don't have to explain to people why a currency which is independent of the state and which can be used all over the world, why this is a great idea and a great innovation. So Bitcoin acceptance and Ethereum acceptance has increased dramatically in the last 2 years. And my best guess is like in 5 years, we'll be on a level where we have like more than 100 million people. And I think we are very close now actually from the point of no return, where no government in the world can stop this at all. Even if they want to, the economic loss they would suffer from not being part of it, while all the other countries are using it, would be enormous. So if everything works out well, we will see a cryptocurrency world which will step by step over the next 5 to 10 years take over from the government fiat currency, and hopefully in like 20 years from now we sit here together and children ask us what was this fiat money. No one will know what a US dollar banknote was, and everyone will be using cryptocurrencies, because also cryptocurrencies makes you not only independent from governments or central banks, but also from the banking industry. You don't need permission from a bank. There is billions of people that are unbanked or don't have access to the banking system, and this severely limits their economic possibilities to interact with other people. So everyone more or less can afford a cell phone, and as soon as he has a cell phone and access to the internet, he will be part of this cryptocurrency community. So that's a great thing.
But everybody's super excited about this new project of Omnia, and everybody knows that Genesis is not starting an MLM, but Omnia is a proud partner of Genesis Mining, because Genesis Mining is providing the hash power and the hardware.
Yes, that's correct. There's this kind of 2 independent companies. Genesis Mining was created or founded like 3 to 4 years ago, about 3.5 years ago, and we are a provider of hash power. So we are providing the mining equipment, the services around that, and other services. And Omnia is buying from us the hardware, so they are the rightful and the legal owner of the hardware, but they are also kind of want to have the services, because running such a mining farm is a huge it looks maybe relatively simple, and you say like, oh yeah, I have a computer at home and I can turn it on and it works, but there is so many things that can go wrong, and these equipment that really runs at the limit of what is doable. So maybe the best comparison is like a Formula 1 racing car. Yeah? So you're at the limit all the time, so you need to check that everything is working. If something breaks, you have to replace it, and to improve it, you always have to watch the market, what's going on. If there is a new algorithm, or if there is a new coin, you want to adapt. If there is a more efficient algorithm, you want to adapt. So what we provide is kind of a service package, but Omnia is also buying the hardware. So the owner of the hardware, they which was built kind of the mining farm by Genesis Mining, but they also get a full service package from us.
Can you explain me the part of the full service package?
Yeah, that's kind of the hosting of the hardware, which means kind of sending it to a pool. You have these mining pools, ensuring that the hardware is running close to 100%. If something goes down, our team will be there to repair it. If there is, let's say, some ongoing things, like there is a new coin and Omnia wants to mine this new coin, our people can do that. or if there's, let's say, an efficiency boost. Sometimes there's like small things you can change and you can gain a little bit of efficiency, like 5% more hash rate, 10% more hash rate. That's the kind of services we provide. So we are constantly monitoring the space and provide also advice, of course, to our partners, what's going on and what is interesting.
So Omnia is in the best hands regarding the cryptocurrency world.
Yes, we have a long experience, and actually we started 4 years ago when the market was going down for a while. It was kind of going down, the prices were going down for a year, which can happen, yeah. But kind of in that time, to survive in a time of a downturn, that really makes you a strong and good and efficient company. So Genesis Mining and what we are doing, the mining business in general, is all about efficiency. So get the most out of your hardware, get the cheapest electricity prices, and being connected to the hardware companies that produce the GPUs. So we know the top people all over the world, and we buy in huge bulk the hardware, which makes the pricing much better.
As we know, there's a lot of interest going on for Omnia in this market, especially in the network marketing. So we understand that the growth of this company is going to be rapid. Will Genesis Mining be able to supply the service and meet of demand of the Omnia?
Okay, that's a very good question. It's a lot of demand. We have been here today with 50, 60 highly motivated, enthusiastic people that are going to sell to people and are in contact with thousands of people, each of these people that has been here. So I think Omnia will, that's my best guess, it kind of will bring it to a new level. Yeah. So we are of course realizing that, and we are constantly looking, because the mining market itself is also growing very fast. Yeah. The Ethereum grew to a $30 billion project in 2 years or so. So mining market is growing fast, and on top of that, kind of Omnia is reaching, I think now, people or types of people that have not been involved into cryptocurrency and the mining business. So your question is a valid one, and we are looking all around the world for new places where we can start mining operations. We have now a huge mining farm which we are building up in Asia, which will be over 100 megawatts. We have another location secured, which is almost ready in Sweden with 50 megawatts. So that's a lot of electricity which is used for mining. Yeah, and we are hoping to provide all these services and growing with Omnia.
The clients of Omnia, of course, besides the credible packages that they receive through Genesis Mining, they also receive the expertise. Can you explain me this a little bit?
The expertise from Genesis Mining that is provided is based on our experience in the cryptocurrency market. So there is a lot of things, a lot of new projects in Ethereum, in Bitcoin, and so on. So you have to be constantly monitor the space and to see kind of what could happen next. And you have to advise your clients and your partners about that. Yeah, what is the possibilities? For example, like in Bitcoin, there is in November another split with a SegWit 2x coming, and most likely there will be another project coming out of that, which is kind of more supported by the core Bitcoin supporters and most of the developers. So there is also always coming opportunities if some of these events occur. Right, there is maybe a new coin, a new Bitcoin core coin coming out of that, which might be even GPU mineable. So there is something going on which is outside of the cryptocurrency world, which is machine learning. Yeah, people have heard now, and you can read a lot about machine learning and how big it becomes over the next couple of years. And this type of markets you have to watch all the time, because they move so fast. And what we provide also to Omnia is this kind of service that we also advise them and see like, okay, there is an opportunity there, or be careful here.
So why would someone want to mine with cloud mining, like Genesis and Omnia, when they can just purchase hardwares and mine it themselves?
That's a good question. So 2 parts in this answer. Part 1, everyone who has, let's say, a little bit of technical expertise should do it just for fun. Then he will find out how complicated that is. Yeah, it sounds so easy. Yeah, I just plug a GPU in my graphic card in my computer and I start mining. Right? That's But it's, as I said, you're always at the technical limit. It's not so easy to configure that and to run this hardware and to keep it up running and mining. if you have the technical expertise, you should try it. Yeah, it's a great experience, but probably only few people at the end of the day will do it. What are the disadvantages of that? It's kind of more expensive to do it this way because you buy a single GPU and you don't buy 100,000 GPUs. You don't, or most people around the world, they have higher electricity prices because obviously if we buy electricity at a huge scale, so it's kind of the scale which helps Genesis Mining here to keep the prices much lower than any individual can do that. In addition to that, mining produces a lot of heat. You have seen this here today in the mining farm. Yeah, so there is a number of fans there, and there's a lot of cold air converted to hot air. So if you have these machines running at home, you also produce a lot of hot air, and in the summer you might not be too happy about that. And it also produces a lot of noise because you want to run your mining machine all the time to make the best use of your equipment. So it produces a lot of noise, and normally the partners are not, unless they are also mining enthusiasts, they are not so happy about that. If there is some rig running in the living room 24 hours, it's not good. There is so many other issues. Some of the mining equipment takes a lot of time to come from, let's say, from China. If something breaks, you need to ensure kind of how to repair it, send it back to China. There is problems with the customs and so on. So there's a number of reasons why mining is really a difficult and tedious job.
Dr. Marco, I'm just wondering personally, if I would choose a coin to mine, except the Bitcoin, are there any advice you would give to me or to your friends through Omnia, what we should look into? There is
different types of coin, as you said, and there is like Bitcoin, which is a very stable coin, and there is Ethereum, which is pushing forward the technology very fast. There's, for example, Zcash, which is looking a bit more on the, or kind of specializes in providing anonymity to its users. I think the coin that kind of moves or has the most momentum also from a development perspective certainly is Ethereum. Yeah, it's kind of not so specialized like most of the other coins. It's kind of more like a platform where several other projects can use it as a platform and build on top of that. So Ethereum certainly is an interesting coin. If it comes to, let's say, daily mining revenues, it's more like that the market is very efficient, and if there is an inefficiency, kind of people will move the hash rate to the one or the other coin. But if you look long term, Ethereum certainly is an interesting coin. As usual in life, there is no guarantees for that. But if you kind of see how many teams and how many projects and ICOs there are on Ethereum, that's certainly a good measure.
Okay, then, well, Dr. Marco, it was really an honor to see you here in Iceland and to receive all this information and expertise from the person himself. Thank you very much. And
thank you.
So let's go to the mining farm. I'm really excited to see them.
Yes, thank you for being here, taking the long way to Iceland to see this mining farm and bringing all these very highly motivated and enthusiastic people. That's a great thing actually about cryptocurrencies, to see all these people coming together kind of under the vision of Satoshi Nakamoto and pushing the cryptocurrency sector forward. That's very exciting.